Hi guys, and welcome to another beer review. Today we've got another craft offering from the mighty city that is Berlin. We are at the, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's actually pronounced BRŁO or something along those lines. And I think the label or the name of the brewery comes from the Slavic name for Berlin. And today I have got the Pale Ale, which is clocking in at 6%. Handcrafted with Berlin love. Brewed with Pilsner malts, Munich malts and caramel malts. And the hops are Cascade, Centennial, Citra, Sapphire and Willamette. And the yeast used is London Ale. Awesome looking label and an equally awesome looking crown. So let's get this bad boy opened and see what we have. Berlin. Oi, oi, oi. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing happening in Berlin. Gotta be using the Kustritska glass. Even though already, I don't know if you can pick up on that, but it's a little bit chipped at the top. I just don't have good luck at all when it comes to glassware. Anyway, let's pour this beer and see what we get. Tell you what, that is pouring really, really nicely. And I know I say that a lot. Oh, beers. Pouring really nicely, but my technique is thoroughly flawed because it's actually streaming from the side of the glass right now. Beer in a glass. Oi, 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 look at all that wonderful sediment in there. Hopefully that'll pick up. Because what I am seeing is just like a nice, slow serenade of little chunks of wonder. It almost reminds me of like when you get orange juice, when it's got the little bits, like Orangina, when it's got the little bits in there. Look at all that sediment just slowly going around the glass, and then it's mixing with that really nice carbonation. This is one of those things, if I had like a 4K camera that I could film at ultra high speed, that would just be absolutely mesmerizing. So it's a nice orangey sort of colour. Slightly amber, reminds of sort of like a sunset, and the beer poured with, even though I poured it quite badly, 2 fingers worth of ever so slight off-white head. Let's give it a sniff. You definitely pick up the hops, although it's got that slightly sickly sweet characteristic about it. That being said, I think that head is hindering the aroma. Picking up those malts, slight earthiness there. Maybe a little bit of pepperiness. It smells good. Let's give it a swizzle and a taste. Cheers. That's interesting. Initially, it starts off like some IPAs do, where it's a little bit almost like soapy, if you get what I mean. But thankfully, those hops come into play really, really quickly. It's a very, very subtly hopped beer on the palate, so you're not being bombarded. There's like this sort of like it reminds me of those little UFO sugar paper sherbety sweets, and then you get a nice earthiness which comes from those malts, and it almost borders into that sort of like starchy characteristic, but it never quite goes there, and what you get actually works really, really well with that hop character. Yeah, I could definitely detect the Cascade, Centennial and Citra. The Sapphire and Willamette I'm not too sure about, to be honest. But yeah, it's a nice, subtle, balanced, easy drinking beer. It's got a little bit of like a slight spicy kick, almost like a ever so slight ginger, like the granulated ginger that you can get. It's really drinkable, got a really, really nice mouthfeel. That is a really, really nice pale ale. It's not one that's going to blow your socks off with flavour, but it's so nicely put together. Really drinkable, really sessionable. Even at 6% ABV, you could get carried away with this beer. And yeah, I really can't fault that too much, to be honest. I've had plenty of pale ales here in Germany where they've been just completely soapy, completely devoid of character, playing it too safe. But this is one of those beers where you could buy a 6-pack and you could just like enjoy it. Just sit back, drink your beers. It's going to go well with any cuisine, going to go well with any situation. It makes me want to go to Berlin that little bit more. The BRŁO craft beer pale ale definitely gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.